serotonin. It's not playing anything for you? No way. No way. Has it not been happening? Can y'all hear me now? It just went live. Well, if this happens to be the start of the live stream, a good old welcome back to the Lotus SMP, where tonight we are going to be side questing on a project, but I have been live streaming in the real life here for the last 10 minutes or so, and apparently in a way that no one could hear me. But I will say that at this point in time, we have a good amount of progress done on the build that we have over here. Although we are, of course, not done yet. Man, that's so funny. You guys couldn't hear me the entire time. I'm sorry about that. But a grand old welcome back to the Lotus SMP, and a happy Friday and a happy later night stream. I would love to know what has been the best part of your day so far. I do know that for Serotonin, he had a very, very frightful moment where he thought that he might not be able to make cinematics in Minecraft, and I can only imagine that feeling. I know how devastated I would be, but it does seem like the greater beings at play have been successful in helping out the man and making sure that there was a way for him to be able to continue to make incredible Minecraft content. And so, as a fan, you could definitely say that that makes me a very happy man. Although it is definitely kind of ominous when it is nighttime here on the monorail. Swifty, the day has been pretty chill. That makes me happy. I know that you guys are in the Discord, so you will know that my mom has come into town because my birthday is this upcoming Monday, July 28th. And so I'm a lucky guy. We're going to have some fun together in Colorado this weekend. My career flashed before my eyes. Yes, a big old W. The biggest of W's that could ever be given to Slip's mom. One behind it all, behind the scenes, that makes everything work, that makes this guy function so that I can be the best version of myself for you all. Because you could say that it is not just in the genetics. Man, retake. Because you could say that it is not just in the genetics, but it is also in the molding. And to that, she has done quite a good job. But now that we are back at our starter islands here, I think that it is time for us to grab a whole ton of seeds. And so we'll pop down over here. And let's see. We do have a decent amount of seeds in this chest right here. But we are looking kind of hungry. Now, Swifty, that is a good question. And the answer to your question, what are we doing today, is going to be to make even more incredible farmland in the Lotus SMP. Yo, serotonin. Now, it is worth mentioning that Serotonin Setups did mention he did say something very, very important in the chat just now. And that is that I have been working on something called the Minecraft Creator Kit. It's an over 1 hour long class on how to make Minecraft cinematics just like mine so that you can make high quality, top tier videos that will guaranteed get you more views, more subscribers, and all of the different metrics that you are looking for. I do think that we can all agree that the more angles that you have, the more perspectives in order to show a story, ultimately, the better that story becomes. Oh, guys, watch me hit this cinematic very quick. Oh, let me get it. Wait for it. And so, if you would ever like to take a look at the Minecraft Cinematic Creator Kit, I can assure you that it will be everything that you need in order to not only grow your Minecraft YouTube channel, but even to make some money off of the side from it as well. Although it does happen to seem that we are heading back to the start. And I guess you could say that it was also worthwhile for the plug. So take a look at this. So take a look at the description down links below. And if for whatever reason you are not happy with the quality of the Minecraft Creator Kit, do definitely reach out to me, and if you're not satisfied, I am more than happy to refund you every single penny. Man, I love Minecraft. Spooky. Spooky, you're making my day even better, man. I appreciate you, my dude. Was I able to play with that and run with that? I love Minecraft. Now, one thing I have definitely noticed over the years playing Minecraft is that there is so much more of a trend to try to beat the game as quickly as possible. And for me, if I'm being honest, I feel like that just kind of defeats the purpose. Which is ultimately the purpose of the mine shaft that we have right here. So I am happy that we continue to work on this monorail. And ultimately, it does not matter how long that it takes as long as we can get it done within the calendar year. Because in reality, it is only week 1.5 on Lotus. Meaning that we have 50.5 to go. And a big hype, a big welcome, as many of you guys are already doing, and I very much appreciate it, to Tiger Lily. Oh, also Sleepy, a big old welcome back to stream. Now, Sleepy, we will continue on our mine shaft. I keep calling it a mine shaft. We will continue on our monorail. Because I still do not happen to have enough powered rails right here. But I will say that the building process is going as well as it can be at the moment. And today we are continuing to side quest upon this build here. Aw, man. I didn't realize we have someone that is still cool here. Oh, I'm not cool anymore. I'm not cool anymore. As the sad music plays, as the world's smallest violin plays in the background, I'm not cool anymore. Oh man, and it is 11:22 for Tiger Lily, 11:23 at the moment, so I definitely understand the late night feeling, and I am very thankful for you coming and saying hi and even hanging out with us for a little bit at the moment. Tiger Lily, you are the best. I know that it is late. It is 9:23 my time, so I can only imagine the feeling of still being awake even though it is Friday night. You and I are not night owls ourselves. So I do understand. And And at the end of the day, all I can say is thank you. Yes, Serotonin did say it quite well. You see, he is side questing for the purpose of side questing, and also for the purpose that he does not want to get burnt out, because this massive monorail is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And I do happen to be one of the people that is farthest away from every single other person on the server. Do you think that will completely miss the water? And then we can take out some water buckets. Yes, I do mean mineshaft. And then place them down into the ground like so. Along with continue along just like so. Because the reality is that if you put one foot in front of the other, you will always be making progress. And that is what we happen to intend on doing tonight. Well, Tiger Lily, that sounds like a kind of long day. And so you do deserve all of the rest that you can have. But I will say, I am also one of those people that definitely sacrifices rest in order to get as much Minecraft content as I can for you all, and I do not know if that is necessarily a good thing, but it is definitely a thing that I do happen to do because I do just love making this content for you all. So you can love me or you can hate me for that. But do know that this man here, Slip, is sacrificing. He's putting it all on the line. Not really. But he's putting it all on the line. And I do feel like whenever this song happens to evolve and pop on our live stream, I happen to get into some poetic scheme where at the end of the day, you guys know that this guy is going to slay on the bars, on the rhymes, on the poetry. I guess you could call him Slipathy. Or Himothy. The goat with the mastery. And if you do not like it, do not come after me. Because at the end of the day, some call him the chef in the kitchen. While at the end of the day, his his haters call him a witch and the snitches. There's too many of them. I have issues. After I happen to be done with them, they're all gonna need tissues. And so, consider this The letter issued. Hug, I hope that you enjoyed some bars right there. Man, I'm having so much fun doing freestyle poetry on stream, which is something that I never knew that I ever had inside me. But the reality is that I happened to watch The Dead Poets Society, which is a movie about self-expression and kind of just letting whatever comes from within you, let it express itself outside of you. And so I've been doing that a lot recently, especially on live stream, and I've been having a whole ton of fun doing it too. Tiger Lily, you are awesome. Thank you. And I will try my best to not overwork myself. But the reality of things is that I feel like I get pretty burnt out or overworked on pretty much anything else on life. But Minecraft is the thing, like making content, making videos, even if it wasn't necessarily on Minecraft, but I just love the creation process of making videos. It is something that I really do dedicate so much of my time towards doing. That I do happen to be one of those people that is like, well, you should take a break, but I am not one of those people to take a break, and I know that many of you all know that. And I have more to elaborate upon when it comes to that too. Now, the next philosophy that I happen to bring your way, you do not have to agree with whatsoever. But for me, this is a philosophy that has been very profound in my life. At least over the last 6 months or so. But I am going to take a quick water break. Grab a quick sip of water because I can tell that my voice is getting kind of raspy, and then I will elaborate even more. Yeah, we don't sleep out here. And also the friendliest, warmest reminder. We have 6 people watching stream at the moment, but only, and it breaks my heart, 2 likes on that bad boy. So if you are hopefully enjoying at least half of the experience here, consider leaving a like on the stream. But give me one more sec. And also, No Sleep Crew is such an American thing too. Serotonin, I'm happy that you do not happen to feel any blue. And one time I happened to have elves that lived in my shoe until I ended up developing a new type of super glue. And then after those days, the elves, what happened to them? Well, who knew? But I do know that it was an experience that was very, very blue. Now, cool. There is something that is very, very essential to the stream that I do happen to think that you are missing. And Spooky, I do hope that you can maybe finish my sentence in the chat right here. But the reality when it comes to this Minecraft live stream is that I love... Put it in the chat, baby. Put it in the chat. If you a real one, you know. I love. And Shadow the Anxious goes to sleep. But something more important. Let's go. Spooky's hitting it. Because I love Minecraft. Let's go. Serotonin as well. Well, orange is not quite close. We did not quite hit the mark there. But now that we have the entire bit of land terraformed right here, or tilled down, I gotta retake that one. But now that we have all of our entire bit of soil hydrated, we can come in with our iron hoe and start to till the land. Ooh, Lily, you can tell me tomorrow. You're more than welcome to head to sleep, but I am definitely interested in the type of poems, an artistic sort of expression that you have been going under yourself. Oh yeah, and you guys are more than welcome to ask me any questions during stream. Please do remind me to say your name before I answer the question, because if I do, then it is going to make it a lot better for me to be able to put onto the next video that we have coming up for Lotus. Now, Spooky Obama asks, what are your favorite things to do when you're not on stream? And a good night. I'm still cool. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for a little bit. And we wish you the bestest dreams. A goodbye, sayonara, hasta luego, adios, ciao. Hasta la próxima vez que reunirnos. Until the next time that I see you. But what do you like to do when you're not playing Minecraft? Now, my favorite thing to do when I am not doing Minecraft is definitely to do exercise. I am one of those people that likes to go to the gym every single day. So I do think that you could call me a gym rat. Now, I will admit that that has been a bit different over the last couple of weeks after having returned back from Spain. But generally speaking, I love to do exercise, and you can kind of find me doing anything that will increase my heart rate and get my body moving. Yo, Spooky Obama. A collab for the ages. I could not agree any more with that. Oh my gosh, Tiger, is that okay? Tiger, you are more than welcome here anytime that you would ever like. This is Slip Sanctuary, a special place where really incredible people get to hang out and spend some time together and enjoy a game that they all happen to love together as well. Although Serotonin, thank you definitely for the help earlier. I kind of like to have my Discord pretty unregulated, which many people would frown upon, but I like to put a lot of trust into other people, which is something that I have gotten burnt with many, many times before, but I do really like to put a lot of trust into other people. And so somebody ended up coming onto live stream about 3 or 4 days ago, and they asked if I would like to see some of their work because they wanted to do probably a business deal. They were a manager for social content for other people's channels, and so they wanted probably for me to pay for them to manage the social media that I have here for the YouTube channel, along with the other channels, because they actually found me through my Instagram account. And so they were reaching out to me, but kind of in a way that made it so that I did not want to respond. And I kind of have an analogy behind it too. Except for my second monitor just messed up, so give me a second here. Okay, so imagine that you are working at a fast food restaurant and someone comes in and they're like, hey, I just came up with the best idea of the McWhopper double IHOP pancake. And you're like, well, that sounds like something that could be cool, but I don't, I have things that I'm working on too. Like, that's a cool idea. Like, maybe tell me more about the idea and I'd love to help you more. And then that person that is like, hey, and they walk up to the counter, right? And they're like, this is the best idea. They're like, no, but you don't get it. Like, you need to right now stop what you're doing and check out what I have to offer you, because it is clearly 10 times more important than whatever it is that you have going on. Well, if you were putting your all into something, if you're literally being 100% with something and someone tries to sell you something that they're offering in a way that makes you feel like whatever it is that you're doing is not nearly as important as to whatever it is that they're doing, as any creator, as anyone that is making things that they're proud of, you are never, ever going to respond to that person. Ever going to respond to that person. Because don't get me wrong, it is okay to have the idea that what you have to offer is something that is worth taking a look at, right? You know, all of us that are creating content, at the end of the day, although oftentimes we are hedging a bet against one or ourselves, and we're really taking a chance because we do have something that we do think is worth bringing to the table. I think that as soon as you hedge your bet against somebody else and you make it as a kind of a binary sort of win-lose battle, where the reality is that you can play the game here in a way that everyone wins. If you make it feel like someone who is putting their all into something and doing the best with what they can do in terms of their time and skill set at the moment, and you make that feel like that is not valuable to them, I don't think that you are ever going to make yourself feel valuable to that person because you have done something and you've made them feel less worthy and more worthless about whatever it is that they happen to be doing. And I do think that one thing that many of us do really believe is that at the end of the day, we do not really remember the things that people say to us, but we do remember the way that people help us, or the way that people make us feel. And so, a long story short, that guy ended up then going in the Discord and abusing some of the Discord roles and definitely frustrating a bunch of my friends and also a bunch of other YouTubers that happen to be in the Discord that I have been connecting with one-on-one recently and have been getting to build a deeper connection with, because that has been something that has been important to me. And that one person, in their selfishness, within just a couple of moments of time, ended up potentially destroying a lot of relationships that I had been working to kind of grow over time and get to know people that I am not as familiar with, but that I would like to become familiar with on the YouTube scene. And so, oh man, you can see that this guy here, Slip, is getting fired up, and I know that Daisy is here, and so I do want to say a big hello to Daisy, a big welcome to the stream. But man, whew, oh man, it grinds my gears, you could say. It makes me an unhappy man. Oh man, I love all the love in the chat too. We got some big shout outs for Spooky. Thank you so much for hanging out with us all tonight. Now, sleep is for non-Americans. I'm not going to go that far because I do know that based on my international experiences, there are definitely grinders out there. But I do know that Americans, and this is not necessarily a good thing, but I will say that I do happen to fall within this identity, and I do definitely take a lot of pride within it. Americans love to wear that shield, that badge of honor on their chest about how long they can work and for how many hours and how many different things they can do, where other cultures think that that is the most absurd thing in the world to ever do, and what a horrible way to live life. And so I have definitely lived on both sides of the token as well. And I do know that based on my own upbringing, I love being able to be a grinder and work hard. And I've been doing so ever since returning back to the United States. But I do know that not everyone agrees with the sentiment. Yes, Daisy, you did. Well, actually, Daisy, you do happen to be in the Discord, so although I did ban the guy, so there's no more comments left for you to see. But there was a guy that was being not so friendly as to general niceties and rules that of social dynamics that you would have in a Discord. Although you also know, since you happen to be in the Discord, that it is one of the probably most unmoderated Discords that you could have ever seen. But it also does take, again, a whole lot of trust in people, because pretty much everyone that's ever joined the Discord has been a fan and has been so warm and loving and kind. But every once in a while, you'll get a bad egg, you could say. Man, Pug, that is actually a good reflection right there. And that's actually something that kind of hits along the lines of something I was talking about with my mom when we went out to dinner before our live stream tonight. And Slip, did you accept my challenge? I'm not sure. What's the challenge? Apologies to have forgotten it. Daisy, that sounds 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh, have so much fun. That sounds really great. That's like the perfect thing to do on a Friday night. And hopefully, after a slipstream as well. So I do appreciate you for taking a flight with us all tonight on our Friday night on the slipstream. And I do hope that your evening is as bright and as tasty and as delicious as that bundt cake that you're gonna have, and that the movie is as enthralling and as thriller and horror based as you could ever want, although that is not my vibe. Because this guy gets scared. I get scared. Just to be real, I get scared. No way, and Daisy has been freestyling, either knitting or crocheting. I think crocheting a stuffed bunny. That sounds quite incredible. And also, guys, definitely let me know, what do you guys think about the leaf litter? I know that for me, I am not a big fan of leaf litter whatsoever. It is so frustrating. So frustrating when it comes to going and chopping down all of these little leaves just so that I can eventually go and till some soil into some wheat and some farmland. It's so frustrating. It's the extra added step that I never knew that I did not want. Yeah, Spooky, you and I both. I can't wait to see. But I will say that to build off of Pug, I do think that saying everyone else in the world is kind of a flex. And that is something that I think that I am not shy from doing, but I do think that it also speaks to a bit of kind of privilege. No matter what your upbringing or your background, I do think that we all have something special within us, and that is a spark, a flame, a soul, an energy that cannot be extinguished, something that only makes us us in a way that is inexplicable within words and is completely esoteric within and of itself, and that material ways of understanding that are great ways of understanding our identity, but oftentimes the reality is that it ultimately comes up to our own psyche and how we interpret the universe and our relationship within it. And you do not have to agree anything or with me when it comes to anything related to this. But I do think that we all have our own unique perspective, but as a result of having our own unique perspective, we can also make generalizations, myself included, with statements such as everyone else in the world, as if we are not a part of that. As if we stand out in some sort of way that could never, ever be explained in the historical nature and record of the world. Which is definitely true. But at the same point, it could also be an overstatement of our own importance. And so, when I was talking with my mom tonight at dinner, we happened to talk about the same thing. and how sometimes when you're entitled, the only way to really understand that is to place yourself into less entitled environments. And to really understand how lucky you have it. Sleepy, I do apologize, but I am going to decline. And serotonin, that is a great question. Yes, I do. Let me think for a second and give you some of my best advice. Yes, Tiger Lily, please do drop bars upon us all. We all need the wisdom. And if that includes putting me in my place, that is also some of the best form of wisdom, not only for myself, but for the community at large as well. So please do know, I do not think that I know it all. I know that I do not. Sleepy, it was definitely a good offer, but you happen to be talking to the person that is more rigid than pretty much anyone else when it comes to only making Minecraft content. I am very, very hard-strung when it comes down to it. So it has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with the game. It literally has only to do with the fact that I am so hard-bent on trying to get you all as much content as possible that I do not allow for myself to play any other video games. Gotta do a couple of song switch-ups real quick too. Try to find the vibe. Oh, now Sleepy. Undertale, the OG game. How expensive is Undertale? I didn't think it was expensive. Hey, it never hurts to try. It never hurts to try. Now, serotonin. Now, Serotonin Setups is trying to save up for a PC. And he asks what other side hustles besides YouTube would be good for me in order to save up for YouTube during the time being. And now, if I'm being honest, there are a whole ton of opportunities in order to earn some money so that you can start to take YouTube more intentionally. Now, but at the end of the day, you may not like all of the responses that I do happen to give. Because I do think that a big part of doing YouTube is actually growing skills that you can use over time and that continue to accrue and compound on top of one another. And so it is true that the more that you do YouTube and the more that you do video editing and the more that you understand the tricks to the trade, the more money that you can get over time and over time by doing YouTube. But the reality is that when you are starting YouTube, you just do not have as much time and experience in order to make a quick return on money unless you really have some sort of X factor. And so I do think that in your case, when it comes to earning about $600 or so, the best way in order to do it so that you can actually get to building skills along with doing something that you love in a way that really does make you money hand over fist, month over month, without you having to do as much work time after time, is for a short time and just to be intentional and actually write it down, maybe to consider doing an actual service job and really get your hands dirty with doing some more nitty gritty work. And by that, I mean doing things like mowing lawns and doing chores for other people and handyman work and trying to figure out the quickest way in a sustainable way where you just go and you work for a couple hours, a couple days a week, and all of that money that you end up saving up over time, over just maybe even 3 months or so, you then go and spend all of it because you were saving for it and invest in yourself by doing that. Because the reality is that although $600 is a whole ton of money when it does come to an investment and earning some money over time, I know that that is something that you can definitely do, along as you have some patience in order to make it happen. For example, if you wanted to mow lawns for money and you knew that you already had the gear to do it, well, if you paid or if you charged about $20 per lawn and during the weekend you ended up doing 5 lawns, you did 2 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday, or maybe 3 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday during the summer, and that is going to accrue itself to $100 every single week. And if you are in school and you have 10 weeks of summer off, well, there's $1,200 right there. And I promise you that 3 lawns is not going to take you longer than an hour and a half. And 2 lawns will take you maybe an hour maximum. So by only investing, 2 to 5 hours every single week, then you can really, within even a month and a half, have enough money to invest in yourself. But I would not try to delay getting that money if it's something that you're really passionate about. I would maybe actually change routes for just a month or 2 in order to come back and you don't have to keep mowing lawns forever. It could just be a summer gig. But then for the rest of the school year, for the rest of the year, you do now have something that you can kind of invest your time and money on in a way that would really be the quickest for you in order to get the end result that you actually happen to be looking for, if that makes sense. Well, exactly. Yeah, serotonin. If you're making $100 a month from the church, then just save up. And if you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get Christmas presents from everybody else, but why don't I actually invest in myself and make 2026 the year in order to do that? Well, patience, I think, is the name of the game here. Sleepy, eventually you will definitely meet all of the players on the Lotus SMP. But I'm not going to go and barge around to their houses at the moment. But I will say that you will also meet all of them. You can meet all of them in some of the short form videos that I've been making recently. And then if you go to the Lotus SMP, either the community Discord, or if you go to the Lotus SMP social media channels on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Blue Sky, then you'll get more of an in-depth look at everybody else. And please do definitely also consider taking a look at their videos right now too. I will never ever be insulted if you go and take a look at another video. You know, I am always so thankful that you guys just hang out with me in the first place. And so if I'm able to shout out someone that's doing some incredible things and making content on a beautiful server just like this, then I'm more than happy to do so. But we, as always, have some tasks for us to get done here on Lotus as well. And tonight we have the actual Pug, Gribbly Games, Hey Squid, and Shadow the Anxious online. Although, just kidding, it does look like Shadow has left the game for the night. But that is more than okay. We have plenty of work to be done in order to get this Dark Oak Forest to look as cool as it can. And honestly, after the size of the builds that we've been making recently, this really is not too difficult too. Yes, serotonin. When we're side questing, I totally agree. When we side quest here, we take it seriously. Now, I was up at 4:30 in the morning. I am on vacation at the moment. I ended up making 2 short form videos. Went to the gym, picked up my mom from the airport. I'm on vacation with her at the moment. We hung out all day together. We went to sleep for the night, she went to sleep for the night, but I decided to stay up even later to get back to my apartment room to turn on the microphone and to be able to hang out with you all a little bit. Now, that is, you know, most people on vacation would not wake up early in order to make Minecraft content, and most people would not stay up late on vacation in order to make Minecraft content for you all. But this guy Slip, he does not mess around at all about a side hustle. And hey, who knows, if I was ever to make this thing Minecraft work, actually be able to live the dream and do full time, you will know that it was not a stroke of luck, but by the fact that I've been putting in so much time for such a long time too. And I've learned so much along the way. And you could also say that I am very lucky as well. We are about to, this fall, reach our 3rd year on YouTube, and we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, where many other people will say that it took them 4 or 5 years, and even in order to get to their first 1,000 subscribers, and we've done that on 2 different channels now too. So I will say that I'm a very thankful man for you all. But I will also say that I do definitely need to change around our stream playlist a little bit too. It is something that needs to be improved upon. But I do think that for my vitality, so that I can make it maybe one more hour on stream tonight, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. But I do say, why don't we take a step back? And when you see it, and you can see that when we get around to finishing this entire place, it is going to look incredibly beautiful. And hey, the goal here is definitely 10K by the end of the year, but if I don't happen to make it, I will still be a happy and a successful man for 2025 on YouTube. No question about that. We have already gained almost 3,000 subscribers in the year. So I'm very thankful for you all. Oh, you know, I had to hit them with the 30 FOV. Yes, I don't know actually. I do think that Lotus is, at least for me, it's on 1.21.6. But it could be on 1.21.7, but I wouldn't know. For me, whenever it comes to playing on Minecraft, I am pretty much always held back by the replay mod. Replay pretty much always takes like 4 weeks in order to update after the most recent Minecraft update. So, unfortunately, I'm always pretty much behind the game, which makes it so that I cannot cover the new updates. But if I'm being honest, I would honestly rather have it that way. I would rather play my own game and be able to focus on the things that I want to put into the world, as opposed to always be having to wait for the next update with the next blocks in order to be happy and satisfied and enthralled with playing Minecraft. Yeah, Pug, thank you. Pug, I was AFK. As I am sure that you definitely know by now. Also, Pug, what do you happen to be working on at the moment? Oh, serotonin, I am sorry about that. Yeah, usually I give a little bit more of an introduction when I come back from the bathroom after stream. But I did definitely kind of launch back into the swing of things. Ooh, Spooky is tempted to grab some grapes right now. I would definitely second that for you. I do think that that happens to be a very good idea. Nothing like some grapes on a Friday night. And Pug whispers to you. Sick. The classic Pug thing. Digging for a hole. Looking for a bone, I see. And now, I see. That is why we call you the actual Pug. It would only be a shame to have fake ones on the server. But man, I feel like this has not been at all a productive stream so far. If I was doing this off stream, it would take me absolutely no time at all in order to make a field this small. But that is okay. I really do love hanging out with you all tonight, and I will not be able to stream on maybe not even tomorrow, but definitely Sunday and Monday. My birthday is actually coming up on Monday, and my mom happens to be in town for the long weekend to celebrate with me. So I am very happy to be able to spend some time with her and to be able to touch some grass, but I will be missing you, because if there was one thing that I would choose to do, if I was being honest and someone was to ask me about what I wanted to do on my birthday night, it would be to hang out with you all on stream. And I don't know if that is either awesome or depressing. For me, I choose awesome. definitely make a lot of sacrifices in order to make as much Minecraft videos as I do for you all. But that is a sacrifice that I choose to make, and I am happy to. I really do get so much fulfillment, and I love making these videos for you all. But I do know that other people would love to do something else on their birthday night, and to them, when they look at me and they were to ask me, well, Slip, what would you like to do? Well, I'd like to hang out with everybody on stream. They would look at me like I was absolutely crazy. But then when they tell me that they would rather go out to the bars and do X thing and Y thing and Z thing, well, that's not something that I would want to do either. And so I do think that the best way, the best conclusion that you can come down to it is that, well, they live a life in a way that I would not like to prefer, and vice versa. I live a life that they would never ever want to do. They would never want to spend their birthday doing the thing that I want to do, and that's okay. It doesn't make the way that I want to spend my time bad, and it doesn't make the way that they want to spend their time better. I think that all of us are under all of these preconceptions about what is bad and good about spending your time, but the reality is that we all only have this one life, and so there's only one way in order to live it, and it is by the way that you desire to, and the ways that you are able to navigate based on the tools that you happen to have at this point in time. Now, cool, I do not know why sleeping happens to be so hard. And it is a good question. Hey, Tiger Lily, thank you for the happy early birthday. Yes, this guy is turning 27 years young, you could say. I think that there is no way for me to now say that I am in my mid-20s. I think that when you turn 27, you are now in your late 20s. And I actually happen to be considering this birthday almost to be a bit more like my turning 30th birthday. I do think that I kind of enjoy looking at it that way, because I do think that the earlier at a younger age you're able to look at the world through a more mature perspective and lens, the more a responsibility you're going to have to take, but the more skills that you're going to acquire and the more experience that you're going to gain and the more technicalities you're going to be able to accrue, which will then increase your net worth, which will only make your life going into a more strenuous environment, which is what we call the working world and the 9 to 5 and all of that. I do think that the earlier that you are able to, at whatever age and time, be able to mature yourself, which really means just becoming more wise as to the next things, the next steps that you should take, and being able to have more discipline on the things that you say no to in order to make those more abstract and more challenging goals actually come to life. At least that is my personal opinion. But I can't believe we are already out of seeds right here, although this place is starting to come together, I would say. And so you could also say that I'm a very happy man. Oh man, we have no seeds. But I do think that in the time being, before we finish up this area, we are going to have to head back to the starter base. Man, I can't believe it. We ran out. F in the chat. Oh, and also, y'all, I put a lot of the stream portions that I have here into the videos, and there's a part during the 100 days in a jungle video where I'm like, F, man. F in the chat. And the way that I happen to say it, and the way that I happen to edit it, makes it sound like I'm not just trying to put an F in the chat, but I'm saying, you know, a particular word, if that makes sense. And then, like 5 minutes later, someone on stream, I think it was Serotonin, but I could be wrong, ends up putting an F into the chat as well. And so I ended up responding, which I ended up putting into the video. Thank you for saying F. And the way that it just happens to be edited and cut is so funny. Yes, thank you for the F in chat. Wait. Thank you for the F. What is up here that's blocking my commentary? Yes, thank you for the F. Now, 2 times in 2 videos. Hey, we did not swear. We did not do such a thing. We're only talking about failure in the chat here. I mean, can't we agree upon that? But I do say that we have quite a long trek in order to get back to our starter base, so we might as well get along to jumping. And I'll grab a quick sip of water while we're at it too. Oh. 1 sec. Oh yeah. Gotta do the Kool-Aid, man. And I would love to know, what is everyone up to on Friday night? Tomorrow, it is going to be Saturday, and it is so nice having my mom here in town. We are going to go for a run around the park in the morning, and then I think that we are going to go to an arts festival, actually, in the afternoon, and then potentially go to another one of our favorite towns that is pretty close to the main city and go and explore. It is a mountainous town that is right along the river with some incredible architecture, and my mom is actually thinking about potentially moving there in the future, and I would love for her to be able to do so. But of course, that is not up to me, and I will never be an upset man if she doesn't happen to do so. But we are going to go and do that, and maybe even hit a farmer's market or something like that. We'll see how much time we end up having. And then I am currently, some of you guys may know, my car was vandalized, and so it is in the process of getting repaired at the moment, but it is just about time for me to go and get a new car, which is going to be expensive. And then I am also reaching the point where I would like to invest more into a better gaming PC so that I can up the quality of my content for you all. So that is hopefully on the horizon as well. But as you can tell, a whole ton of expensive things that we're going to have to add to the setup in order to make that happen. Spooky was playing Minecraft about a minute ago, you could say. And Spooky, dude, Spooky is a good, y'all, Spooky is a good builder. Spooky is a very good builder. The man ended up making a bit of a camel sanctuary, a little cottage stable pen area where he ended up putting in our camel friend, and then also named it after one and only Gaislip. And I'm so thankful for it. but genuinely, thank you. It's so cool. Like, it is so cool making videos and connecting with you guys all online, and then being able to see that like my energy has like been received by you all, and even in the creative insight and creative impulse. And so seeing fan art and seeing builds and even things that have been like inspired by any of the stories that I've ever made in any one of my worlds or videos. It is such an inspiring thing and such a motivating thing for me. So I really am appreciative of you guys in general, and for the love and for the support. Like, I really do mean that. Hey, agradezco, as they would say in Spanish. But I do think that for the time being, we'll head back down and grab even more seeds, where we can head back up the ladder. And y'all, I feel like I'm getting better at switching back and forth between being like, oh, I want to bring in the audience for the video better here, and Pug is clocking off for the night. A big shout out to the man himself. And I feel you, him and I are on the same time zone, so I do definitely relate to the time that he is deciding to clock out for the night. But for us, we are going to continue to prevail, and also a massive thank you to Pug just for, in general, for hanging out with us tonight, and for everything that he happens to do for me and for us and for everyone here on this beautiful, beautiful server that we call Lotus. Aw, man. Well, thank you guys for saying goodnight to Sleepy for me. I completely missed on that. I'm just reading the chat right now. And of course, we get stuck up along the way as well. Give me a second to continue to read chat. Serotonin, that's funny. Can you name one Bufford? That is my camel's name. Oh, no way. Serotonin, you're building me a jungle house? That's awesome, dude. Is the jungle house happening in your underwater world, or in something else completely different? That makes me a very, very interested man, and once again, a very humbly thankful man as well. Thank you guys so much for the support. And once again, it is so fun seeing whatever it is that comes inside me, like genuinely, kind of just like come out to you guys. And I don't know, if I'm an inspiration, then that is something that makes me very proud too. But I will say that this build really is starting to come together too. Ooh, that is a very good question, Spidey. Now, I would love to know everyone else's answers in the chat too. If you were to be a mob, what mob would you be? Now, I think that there are probably some pretty good answers when it comes down to this too. And at first, I was going to say a dolphin, but I don't think that that is going to be my final answer. But we will hop down on here. A sheep or a ravager? No way, serotonin. That sounds awesome. Dude, I'm very humbled. Thank you. Wait. Now, suddenly. Wait, I have to record this part. Some real life Lotus content. Now, suddenly, as we went back to our base, out of nowhere, a beautiful looking cake with a candle has suddenly appeared in front of our brand new build that we happen to have here. And I have a strong feeling that I know who this kind and generous person was. A big shout out, the greatest shout out, the biggest shout out in the world to the actual Pug. Dude, you are the man. Pug, thank you. Pug, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm actually very heartfelt by this. I don't want to put on any persona. I am just, thank you, Pug. You know, again, I'm one of those people that I would love to just spend my birthday hanging out with you guys. Like, that's how special and important this really is to me. So I'm very lucky. I'm a very lucky guy that I will be able to spend some time with my mom and celebrate the birthday. But if it wasn't for her coming out, me living thousands of miles away from my family, this would be my birthday celebration. So I'm going to treat it like that. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all. A happy birthday to me. But honestly, I think that that is the best place where we can end things tonight. The biggest shout out ever to the actual Pug. This little present meant more than you know. This little present meant more than you know. Aw, man, I gotta find a good angle, y'all. You know, it's all about the angle. And here we are. And so, after a quick birthday treat, I say, I can't get it. And so, after a quick birthday treat, I say, let us get back to work. And bada boom, just like that. The slipstream had come to an even keel. Thank you all. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Thank you all so much for the happy birthday wishes that we have. And I will try to connect with you all tomorrow night on stream. Hopefully it will probably be a late night stream if it happens to happen. If not, I will check on with you all Tuesday, which happens to be actually when the 100 Days in the Jungle comes out. So I hope that you guys are excited for that. I appreciate spending time with you all, and I will see you all very, very soon. And W in the chat. W in the chat. Hasta luego.